What's up guys, this is Timmy and welcome to 7 Days to Die Permadeath Co-op Edition. Now, as you may have got from the title, this is a slightly different episode. Ignore me opening my map there because I am actually doing a post-commentary on this one. Unfortunately, when I came to record or edit this episode, the audio had cut out for some bizarre reason. Apparently, my microphone likes to switch off about halfway through recording, so I have about 30 seconds of us talking and then half an hour of silence. So rather than throwing it away, because this episode is kind of a linking one to the next one, I thought I'd dabble in some post-commentary and see if I can't fill in a few of the gaps. So, if you watched the last two episodes, you'll notice that things have changed quite a bit. We took a couple of days off recording and cracked on with just gathering materials and gathering wood together, which is why I showed my map, because it was showing that I hadn't actually been very far. And we've built up a reasonable fort to get us going. I've even put some light towers around, which is what the little blocks with torches are. And as you can see, it has a separate sort of bridge, sort of drawbridge kind of gateway entrance. I find this design pretty effective because basically the zombies just attack the main building and they can't figure out that they can come through those doors, so it stops them from attacking your doors and getting in quickly. So this works as a fairly safe way in. Coming into the building, as you can see, it's fairly basic. It's not that lavish and sort of wide. You'll notice these blocks I put in the corner. That's because we had a pain in the arse when we were building this, and we tried to put an overhang around the outside, and it just kept collapsing. I think it took 3 attempts of the entire place collapsing and me almost dying on one of the occasions to get something that would actually stay upright. So it'll do for now. It's small. I've got plans to expand it a lot further, but you know, it's above ground. It's off the sort of main spot that the zombies can get to us. It's got access to the roof, as you can see, so that we can shoot down from above with our arrows. And that will be the plan for day 7 this week, is to actually, rather than just cowering as I usually do, actually use all the zombies to kill them and fire arrows and build up our skills and XP and all that kind of nice stuff. So it's got the options for that. It also has a balcony, which I'll show you at some point, but I think I'm going to nip downstairs now and show you the vault. Because everything kept getting destroyed when the house collapsed. You know, we lost 2 sets of chests with sort of decent loot in. That's me just showing you where we're going to put the mine, so I've left that open so I can dig down and make a mine. And yeah, we found a few interesting things, although we didn't go very far, and airdrops and zombies. I found a few note challenges, which we'll get to in a couple of episodes' time and see what they're all about. Found a MacGyver book, sledgehammer, blueprint, and a couple of rocket stocks. So if we do find the rocket schematic and a few other bits of the rocket, we can actually make rocket launchers, see how effective they are, and a bit of gas. Not that that's particularly of any use right now. So yeah, we did find a few interesting bits and bobs, and there's nothing in that one, that's just crappiness. So I just dumped some stuff, and that's kind of like the base as to where it is. I think I'm going to quickly show you the balcony before we move on to the next section. I have heavily edited this episode down a bit, so it will be a bit shorter, and I've cut out a lot of the stuff because I can't remember what I was saying during all them meandering moments. Here's the balcony, kind of useful for, again, shooting zombies, and you know, with 2 of us we can obviously use this to split the zombies' focus and stop them just mullowing into the base constantly. So after that, after sort of showing you around the base, we headed off to the local passing gas, which is a petrol station we saw in one of the first 2 episodes. We hadn't looted it while we were not recording, just because we wanted to save it. So we sort of headed over here and sort of dealt with the zombies as best we could with some arrows and things like that. Yeah, not a bad shot there from me. I think I might have even killed it. Oh no, no I didn't. No I didn't. Getting ahead of myself. There's Joe Bird sort of helping out with the thing. She was here, she was talking in this episode, but unfortunately, like I say, her contributions to the episode are lost forever, just as mine are. So yeah, so this is called the plan, is just to sort of kill the zombies as much as possible, build up our experience. I actually have, like, I believe about 30 odd skill points to spend at this point. I've been a bit lax in spending those, but I'm not really sure what to do with them. I think I get to them in a later episode and sort of talk about my decision making on what I want to do with that, because obviously, as I've said, I am going full try hard in this. I really do want to survive. I believe I'm watching some preview, so I can't actually see, but I believe I'm already past my day 11. I'm certainly in terms of where I'm recorded up to. I'm not sure about this episode. I'm past my day 11 record for surviving a permadeath, so having Joe Bird on hand to protect me is certainly... I had to kill that guy with just arrows. Certainly is paying off so far. And nothing. Bloody fat guys, they never have anything of any use anymore. Yeah, so what else are we up to? So trying to take down that thing without taking out the petrol barrel behind it. And am I going to miss constantly? Yeah. No, I decided I'm going to beat him instead. I'm not sure, as you say, one thing you will notice is I've got a lot better tools and weapons and things like that in this one than I had in the previous episode. And that's basically just because, Joe not watching, she's being snuck up on from behind. That's because, you know, we literally have just been cutting down trees and making blocks and making tools. And overnight I've been sort of, or during the day as well, I've been sort of making up like 20 bows and then throwing them all away. Or like making up lots of stone axes just so I can build up my skills and get some decent stuff. So, and I did make this club, I didn't find it, so that's the sort of level I'm at in terms of, I think it's about 280 odd in terms of crafting of weapons. So not too shabby. Getting to a point now where, you know, a couple of sort of decent hits on a zombie will actually kill someone. I'll actually kill a zombie, and I can sort of one-shot people if I get lucky with the arrows as well. I think, as you can tell, I'm at sort of 250 odd on my bow as well. So, not time well spent. We didn't do very much. We didn't go very far, which is why I decided not to record it. But as I say, we did achieve a lot in that time. So we're just going to check out the back of this place. I do go inside and loot it, but I've cut that out of the video just because there's nothing particularly exciting we find inside. I think the most exciting thing we're about to find right now is, Joe hit those tyres and managed to get herself a set of flawless purple tyres. She was very excited, but unfortunately going to miss that. So after we searched inside, as I didn't find very much, we headed off down the road and just sort of checked cars. And I did happily manage to find a couple of springs, because I've been bitching and moaning about wanting springs so that I can make a blunderbuss. So yeah, so that was good that I actually found those two. It allowed me to make one blunderbuss at some point in the future. And yeah, so we just kind of like carried on. We didn't really engage too much. I think I did make a pretty awful attempt at killing a fat zombie at some point along the road. And did I almost get hit? I don't think I almost got hit, but like I say, I've left that in just to again demonstrate how absolutely poor, here he is on the left, how poor I am at my arrow shots. So get ready for some pro aiming. I mean, even I can tell that was never going to hit. Shoot him in the chest just makes yourself feel better. Yep, and then miss on the left. That's awesome. And and I just caught him in the cheek there, I think, but didn't put him down. And one more, and he goes down, and I rush in and beat his head with my bat. Hit, and some water. What a waste of freaking time. I'm glad I left that in the edit. So we move on, and I've sort of move a bit further down the road, go over this bridge. I've got over my fear of bridges a little bit. I still feel like they're going to collapse every time we run over them, but apparently they're not. And we headed down past the farm, which is just, I believe, south of where we are setting up our base, to where the working man's stiffs is, which I'd found in my previous playthrough, so I knew exactly where it was. And thought we would go and see what we could get out of this, because it felt like we would get some good loot. But before I go inside, I decided to get distracted by a pig, which I sort of chase and miss a couple of times with arrows, and then I get around this corner and it's pretty much completely vanished. But no, it's hiding behind the car, so I'll see if I can shoot through a car, and you can't, so that was a waste of a shot. And then I decide, rather than trying to do arrows, I'll try and hump it, so I jump on its back and start thrusting at it with my club. Take out a lot of grass, and eventually it dies and falls into the river, I think. Yeah, there we go. Hack it up with I think I've made this hunting knife. I wouldn't have had this in the last episode, because we did find the book at one point. So I made myself one, and it came out pretty nicely. Which just meant that I could then gather as much material as soon as I can actually aim at the pig rather than the water. And go underwater and do some bit of underwater butchery, because that's always a good idea. And making quite a meal of clearing up that pig, but I get there in the end, and then we head inside, and I think Joe Bird had already headed inside and was sort of checking things out at this point. I decide that I'm going to break in, and I think decide at the same time that I'm going to ignore all the other zombies around her, and almost get sucker punched by her, which was a bit stupid. I didn't hear her coming up behind me, and while I'm dealing with that one, another two sneak up behind me. So yeah, I'm pro observation skills. You get to miss, unfortunately, me screaming and crying like a girl, and Joe Bird rushing out to come and try and rescue me, and then I go and hide inside like a real man should, and leave my woman to deal with the imminent threats to my life. Which is kind of becoming a theme of this series. As we know, I'm playing the Permadeath and Joe isn't, so it kind of makes sense for me to not worry about sort of her dying and just focus on myself. So, you know, get to be all nice and selfish. Anyway, so check for this box here. We didn't really. The working on stiffs was a little bit disappointing, but this is, I think, the best thing I find, which is a chainsaw chain. Here you go, and a couple of doors. I find a few things like, you know, the usual stuff like metal rebar frames and a few of the good stuff like that. And I jumped into the back room where I find something. I can't even remember having checked this before I did this recording. What I find, and it is, oh yeah, I find the repair tool, and that's something that I've been desperately looking for, so I can get more springs and make ourselves some weapons. And also, you know, break down cars and hopefully have a chance at maybe finding an engine or something like that at some point. But yeah, so there's our first tool. Unfortunately, it's a crappy one and I can't repair it because I haven't found the schematic yet. But, you know, at least we have the option. And I found a rubbish car battery, which I think I try and cling on to just on the vain hope that at some point I might find a mini bike. So we cut it a little bit fine, as you can see. Just as the bad music hits, we make ourselves way onto the roof of the working man's stiffs because we had nowhere near enough time to make it back home in any kind of safe fashion. So we just decide to go up here and I block off the roof as best as I can with the with these rebar frames, as Joe looks like she's about to fall off, but apparently she didn't. So yeah, block that up, and we're gonna cower out for the night in this one. So this is kind of bringing us to an end of sort of what we achieved. We just sort of go through and sort out a few bits of gear and you know, scrap down stuff and make some space. And I think Joe drops me off some food because I'm getting pretty close to starving, and we have been struggling with food and water in this series a lot more than previously. I think probably because we haven't been out scavenging, we've just been sort of hitting trees and gathering up whatever resources we can find locally. But so yeah, so we do start to a bit of a spoiler alert for you. Who cares about spoilers in this series? Yeah, we do start to face some major food and water crises as things go on. So, and that's kind of beginning in this episode. But yeah, not much going on this rooftop. I've sort of scanned it out, made sure that there wasn't anything here to kill us. I get very paranoid when I'm playing Permadeath about things like that. So, and then I thought I'd try out my ratchet and see whether we get anything interesting out of these. But it turns out it's just scrap metal and pipes, so it's probably a bit of a waste of the durability. But whatever, you get to see that nice new animation. So yeah, so that sort of roughly brings us to the end of the episode. As I say, we cower out here and sort of wait till the morning, and the next episode will continue as normal. The recording went fine for the next one, so this is just a little bit of a post-commentary to sort of fill in the gaps between episodes 2 and 4 and let you know sort of where we got to. So I've been Timmy, and this has been a post-commentary of 7 Days to Die Permadeath Co-op Edition, and Magnum Parts, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will check back for the next one, because there are more exciting times to come. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.